Okay, so I've been to Kmart. I often go to Kmart. Well, actually, I've been trying not to because it's just too tempting. You can just find some gorgeous little treasures, and I found a whole basket full, and then I culled them to just 4, so I wanted to show you, and I'm going to style them up a couple of ways. First one is a beautiful caramelly coloured knit dress. I'm often looking for dresses like this that are just cosy I can throw on over the top of my tracky dacks. We don't like to have the house too warm in winter, so it's nice to sort of snuggle up with throw rugs and lovely knits like this. Now, the only thing is they only had large sizes left, so the smallest I could get was a 16. I love getting larger sizes and just making them work for me, and this dress I think can do that beautifully. Now, before I show you how I'm going to make this shapeless shift really special, I'm going to show you the other pieces that I bought. I love a gum boot. They've also got a grey Chelsea boot. Very, very similar style, and it just sort of comes like this, just sort of curves like that. It's beautiful. I didn't get that because I really don't need another Chelsea boot. But these are a gorgeous green. They're a real bottle green, just stunning. And I love this detailing on the side. They're full rubber. They have a really cool, see the indentation here? These were only, I think, 19. And then I've got another pair of shoes. Like I need another pair of these kinds of shoes. But they were only $8, and I really, really love the colour. It's much more of a creamy, like a deep, deep, warm cream. And I just love them. They're PU, but they're just beautifully crafted. Some of you may know I'm constantly struggling with pants. And I've been looking for a tartan style pant. I do want a wider leg one, but I thought I'd just try these because I do like the shape. I like that they're high-waisted, they're streamlined at the front, and they have this lovely high side pocket. And then at the back they do have that elastic, but you know, once they're on you don't see it so much. Typically with pants I find them huge in the waist and around here, and then tighter on the thigh. So I'm going to give them a try, and hopefully they will be okay on me. So the first look is a lovely snug winter look, very, very tonal. I have on a polyester, recycled polyester H&M coat and a fabulous Zara boot. I put on a knit underneath. I'm going to strip off and show you in a moment, and then the crossbody here. You can see that I've gone quite creamy and ecru with everything, but then I've added a little bit of warmth here with the bag to tie in with that gorgeous caramelly colour in the dress. So what I have done is I've belted this in nice and tight. And I've done a little trick with the sleeve. Now you can see the sleeves are really quite loose, and that's okay, but they're not very shapely. They just sort of end, you know. So what I've done is I've put a really nice knit fitting, close fitting lighter top underneath. It also has ribbing in it, and so it just lies nice and flat. And then what I've done is, you can see, I've just cuffed here like that. So it gives a lovely, long, deep cuff, and it's a really flattering place to end right on the waist there. So what I've done, I've belted it in with one of these Bottega Veneta dupes, and I think there's a real art when you have a dress or any kind of clothing that's a bit large on you. If you pull it down, you can see how it just doesn't work. You end up getting this poof on the side here. So what I always do, there's a couple of things I always do. I come in at the front a little, and then I come in at the back here. So I drape in like this, so that we're not getting that bulk of the fabric over the sides here, but a little bit at the belly and a little bit in the nape of the back, small of the back, so that it just gives a nicer line here over the bum. Then I bring it up like this, and it helps just give a little bit of waspiness. See how that falls better? It's got a split. I don't know if you can see, but I have these sensational tights on. They're actually a white fishnet, and I strongly advise tanning your leg before you wear this. It just gives a lovely little texture peak as you're walking. It's just an unexpected little pop, and it's quite sexy, you know. So that's the first look. Let's get into the next one. Here I'm using the dress as a skirt. I have a Zara knit over the top, and I have a combat boot on, so it's giving it that urban edge, but then I'm elevating it with a tote and a gorgeous camel coat over the top. And of course an Orishan scarf. So let me break all this down. First of all, what I've done is I've actually, this is very unlike me, I have wasped in the knit and I've left this coming down. I do prefer to French tuck it, which I'll show you in a second, but I just thought I'd try it like that, and of course I had to carefully balance the stripes. But it gives a nice waspiness, and because the skirt's quite long and has that gorgeous split, it kind of works well. Also, you don't see where my bum ends because the skirt is falling straight over the widest part of my bum, and that means that my legs don't look as short as if it was cupping in underneath. Do you see that? And then at the neck I have this Oroton scarf, and I've done that because I'm just a little bit too breezy up the top here. So I could just wear it like this and that still looks kind of cool, but you can see the dress. You can of course wear a higher necked knit and that will solve that problem. But what I've done with the sleeves, I have actually pulled this sleeve down quite firmly, and then I've blousoned underneath. Can you see? So the sleeve is quite long, and I've just sort of tucked it all and folded it over. So it gives almost that what's it called? You know what I mean, that blousey effect. Oh, I'm going to think of it and I'll put it up above me right now. So it's got that sort of blouson effect coming down the bottom, and it's a bit of a faux sleeve. With this knit, you can see how different it looks if I French tuck it. This is something that you really have to play around with, particularly if the skirt has got a lot of fabric in it like this one does. What I'd do is I'd fold it up, then I'd tuck it exactly under the belt, and then I'd carefully pull this around so that it sits nicely. And can you see that? Just makes my legs look a little bit longer. And then over the top, gorgeous caramelly coloured coat, and it just gives a beautiful monochromatic look. So there you go, that's that look, and let's do another. Oh, and before I show you another, I just wanted to actually try a black coat on with this, but something that I can wasp in. So pulling it in nice and tight, and then having that skirt peek through as I walk is kind of cool, and I love it with the combat boots. And then I also wanted to try blue. Yes, blue. Let's do that now. This gorgeous Zara coat I bought on sale last year. So glad I did, because it's just the most scrumptious colour. And I thought it would go beautifully with this caramelly colour and the black and white. I'm loving that shade. It's just, it's almost a neutral. You know how some reds are almost a neutral, and same with blues. Navy, of course, is a neutral, and this is very close. Okay, I have these flat shoes on now, and I've got them with a tonal sock. It's just a little H&M one. Nice and woolly and cozy. I love wearing socks like that, just pulled right up. I have over the top of the dress a couple of things. So the first is a grey cardi, and it's just nice and slim fit, and then over the top is this witchery puffer. And again, because this neckline is a little messy underneath in terms of, you know, you've got the dress and then you've got the cardi, I've just put this scarf over the top. You can see here how it just, I don't know, I just find that a little bit too messy, and I like to have that covered up. Then to make it cool and urban, I've got a fluff ball bag and I've got this fabulous crossbody from Country Road, and it just sort of sits really nicely at the front there. So there you go. That's with the flat shoes. And then if you wanted to go a little bit cozier with this look, I can try the boots. I'm going tramping in Scotland or New Zealand. Oh, if only. Now, so a little bit cozier with the boot, and you can see how gorgeous that green is with this beautiful tan coloured dress. And then I'm putting this beautiful, I love this, this puffer, not puffer, what's it called? Velvet bomber that's got this gorgeous quilting through it. And it's so soft and divine. But how lovely are all of those tones together? And then with the fluffy grey bag. I think I'm completely exhausting myself. A tramping, urban look. Complete with gumboots. I love gumboots. I really do. I have an obsession.